Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the Flower Cup. So, let's switch characters here. I'll go with Toad this time. Only fitting because the first course is... Toad's Turnpike! Yes, those of you who are fans of my Mario Kart videos know that I love Moonview Highway. And it's not because I love this course, far from it. I don't really like this course. Because maybe it's just the drifting, that I find the drifting in this game is pretty difficult to control compared to some of the other Mario Kart games. Which makes avoiding these guys, the trucks and the buses and the cars here, a little more difficult than I'd like it to be. But, yeah. So you'll see the only item boxes in this course are off to the side on the shoulders, which only appear every so often, and you guys will find this hard to believe, but the CPUs never actually go into the shoulders to get item boxes, yet somehow they mysteriously get items. How is that? They cheat. Seriously, if I ever fall behind, which I don't intend to do, you'll see that these guys will get items without ever actually passing a single item box. Seriously. Also, you're going to see me not holding items behind me very much, just because too many buttons on the computer does not end well for this sort of thing. Like right now, I'm holding down the A button, and when I'm drifting the R button and a direction. And that's usually the most buttons that the game can register, so it may not pick it up if I decide to click another button more than 3. But it doesn't matter because you don't have to worry about being red shelled by any of these guys. They don't fire off red shells. I don't believe they fire off blue shells either. I could be mistaken. But from what I recall, they do not fire off any of those. They do get lightning bolts on occasion, but, it's not that bad. It could certainly be worse. Now, this course with the cars running straight forward is not that bad, unless you're in that 2-lane area and you're getting caught in between a truck and a bus, or two trucks or 2 buses. It can be difficult to pass by. But for the most part, it's not difficult avoiding these things. See, right there, if those things were in adjacent lanes, they'd be pretty difficult to avoid. When you're racing this course in mirror mode, the cars continue to drive in that direction, but you're going in reverse. So what happens is, you're driving against traffic. And that makes this course incredibly difficult. It's probably the most difficult course in the game on mirror mode. And as far as I see, here we go with the 2 buses that are in adjacent lanes, and I somehow got past them without getting hit. That's awesome. But this is definitely the most difficult course on mirror mode. And here we go with the rubber banding again. Is Bowser going to be able to catch up with me by the time I get to the finish line? I think not. I'm the best! I may just not talk over any of the victory music because it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Ah, this game. How much I love you. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if the first part of this is longer than 15 minutes, but I'm sure this one is going to be, and I figure I'm going to keep all of the cups in one video. I thought if I stayed quiet, I'd be able to get the timing for that. I guess not. But yeah, if any of these go over 15 minutes, now that I have the, unlimited time limit, I figure I'll keep all of these in one video. Just because I can, and it's not free. Maybe it is free. It depends on how you define the word free. Although all of that is entirely irrelevant. So, FRAPPE SNOWLAND, I believe this was also in the DS. Hello, Wario. And it's notorious for its exploding snowmen. You heard me right, the snowmen explode. And you stole all of my items. Those guys are complete jerks. I mean, I am Toad, but I'm not to be taken advantage of. So what was I saying? Oh yes, this is going to be a bit of a test for me, this LP, because I'm using FRAPPEs for the first time. I've never used FRAPPEs before. And it was Batman's suggestion to try this, so I figured it's worth a shot. And from what I've seen in a couple of test videos, it's probably going to look fantastic. I know the frame rate it records with is exceptional. It can record up to 60. I have it recording 30, otherwise the file size would be freaking enormous. And I can't record too much at a time because the file size is freaking enormous. I mean, this one video is probably going to approach 10 gigs or so. So I'm going to probably edit it the day that I record it. Which means you can't record for very long, otherwise you'd have 40 or 50 gigs sitting around, and even my computer's memory is not that much. So it's going to be fun to try out. I hope the quality is much better. I know the commentary quality is going to be better, because I did get to attempt that wavepad and lowered the microphone volume. I can't believe I was so stupid as to not notice that you could turn down the microphone volume. And I think the reason for my never noticing that was I didn't really need to when I started LPing. Like, my old laptop probably had a volume adjustment for the microphone automatically. And after a little while, for some reason, it just gave out and decided not to do it anymore. Might have been when I changed how I recorded commentary, I'm not sure. I think it was when I transitioned from Audacity to, what was it, the Narrate Timeline feature in Movie Maker. I forget what exactly caused it. But, you know, that initial not having to adjust the microphone volume myself made me complacent, and I didn't realize that I would ever have to actually adjust it. And I can't get the boost anymore for some reason. I love when Toad does that. Yeah, that's what I mean by slinging the shell off to your right, rather than throwing it straight in front of you. That's why it hit Peach. But Choco Mountain was also in... Was it in the DS? I don't remember. So many of these courses were put in the DS, I think. No, Toad! No! You fell off! Thank you, Locket 2. So yes, this is Choco Mountain. In 50cc and maybe 100cc, there's a railing up here to prevent you from falling, but there is no such railing in 150cc because we're pros! And you can also hop with the drift button. With R. And I, for some reason, forgot how to get an item in this game. What happened back here, you guys? There are no bob-bombs. Nobody blew you up as a group. And yes, that was a bit of a slipstream where if you're behind an opponent for long enough, you will eventually get a slight increase in speed, which is indicated by little white clouds around you. But for the most part, it's not that helpful, Toad! Wow, Toad, dude. Toad. Toad. Toad! Golden mushroom! Yeah, I didn't mention golden mushrooms, but I think you can figure out what it's doing. Here we, yeah, 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 here we, yeah, 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 here we go, here we go. So that was slightly helpful, but 4th place is not going to cut it here. Gonna have to do slightly better than 4th place, Toad. Single mushrooms. Wait, I'm in 3rd? Did Yoshi have a boo and just fall behind me, or what happened? Okay, let's try not to fall off here, because I'm apparently very good at falling off the track. And yes, if you do go off to the left, you do have to do that part of the track again. Yeah, there's no way that's going to hit Mario. Unless he, for some reason, stops at the finish line, which he almost did. "50-second laps." Boy, that was a train wreck of a race. But, thankfully we're moving on to my second favorite track in this game. Favorite growing up. Oops, never mind, I'm thinking of another track. Hello, Mario Raceway. Get the boost this time. There we go. See, you put your mind to it, you can do anything as long as it's possible. Let's see what item we get from the boo! Nothing. Yes, boos turn you invisible, and you can occasionally steal an... I stole a boo item! How often does that happen? Okay, for some reason, something weird happened, and it... Yeah, I meant to look into that, why the thing freezes like that. But okay, sitting in first place, and... Damn it! Wario. Why you gotta do that? Die, Wario. Yes, I just felt like doing that. So yes, this course has definitely changed over the years. But it's still one of the most memorable tracks, Mario Raceway. As well as the music, but we heard it in Luigi's... Was it Luigi Raceway or Luigi's Circuit? Probably Luigi Raceway. Also, I never actually mentioned this, but you would have probably figured it out by now that if you're drifting in this game, you start with a V, then you get Bs, and then they go from yellow to orange as you jostle back and forth with the joystick. When you get an orange E behind you, that means you're about to get a mini turbo, which is a bit of a speed boost. Which is the reason why you drift, other than the fact that you don't lose speed when you drift, as compared to just turning, you know, without drifting, where you do lose speed. And... No, Toad! No! No, Toad, no! 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 Teardrop. But that's okay. You know why? Because if you don't finish in the top 4, you have the opportunity to try again! Okay, completely pretending that that train wreck never happened. Let's actually win the race! By winning and coming in first. Because that's what we're good at, I think. Mario Raceway. Why do I have to do this race again? I don't like Mario Raceway. I did in this game, but bad memories from newer games have really ruined the experience. Too far ahead. I don't know how these CPUs are so good at throwing bananas, because it's not a very easy thing to do. And who's going to be our victim? You! I think Bowser's the only one I have to worry about because he's only 3 points behind me in the rankings. So as long as we beat him, we should be okay. Just listening to the sights and sounds and the music is really giving me a nostalgia attack right now. A nostalgia attack. I forgot how much I like this game. Oh, I used 2 of those accidentally. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters, I'm having fun, that's all that counts. That's all that counts. Except in the real world, where having fun means absolutely nothing. But hey, we're kids, we don't care about that. And once again, if you run over a banana and here you're about to slip out, just press the brake. Good times. Doesn't always work, though. Toad, 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 Toad. Repeatedly screaming your name is going to make you race better. Oh yeah, thanks for blocking me, guys. Thank you, thank you. I gotta make sure Bowser is dealt with here, and Wario took care of that for me, I think, so. Hooray! First place! That second race never happened! Woohoo! So that does it for the Flower Cup. And because that first race didn't count, we came in first, and we get all of our points. And we get to sit through an unskippable... I'm mashing the buttons, and I can't skip it. You hear me? I can't skip this cutscene. I remember being able to on the console, but for some reason I can't now. So you're going to have to sit here and watch it. as Toad finally gets the recognition he deserves. Out in front of Peach's castle. And the two bad guys, Bowser and Wario, have to watch and weep. And poor Mario over there is going to explode. Yes, seriously. If you finish a Grand Prix in 4th place, you go watch this trophy ceremony from the side over there, you drive off in depression, and you explode. It's quite funny. And if I lost often enough, I'd show that. But I don't like losing. I like winning. Because winning results in pretty gold trophies with lots of colorful sparklies. And that's going to do it for the Flower Cup. Join me next week when we race through the Star Cup. And don't you ever forget it.